Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a thing that I haven't done since FIFA 16, I think, and that is a FIFA career mode. I think the last one I did was in FIFA 16, and I stopped doing it after 3 episodes, because 1, it was horrible, 2, I accidentally deleted the save, and 3, it was horrible. I'm pretty sure I bought in, like, Sami Khedira or someone along those lines. Just every bit of that no. So here's Thomas Tuchel. He's looking not overly like Thomas Tuchel. I can't zoom in on him, which is great news. He looks a bit like Tuchel, but not really. And now the novel thing with this series is we're in January. We're in January because it's currently December in real life. And I wanted to do it on the date that this is, which is the 6th of December. I've just watched Arsenal lose to Everton. But then I remembered that, it's going to be boring without transfers. So I didn't do that. So we're in January 1st. I'm expecting a couple of scripted transfers to occur, such as Jamie Vardy will probably be playing for Liverpool, despite how annoying that is, when we do play them on the 2nd. But yeah, let's have a quick look at the standings. How the season's been going. It's not going too bad. Unfortunately, we're not top. Man City are top, so we are going to have to beat them when we play them to have any chance at this. If Liverpool beat us, then we're not going to catch City, so we've got to beat Liverpool. But Liverpool won't go ahead of us if they beat us, so that's something good. Spurs have somehow wormed their way into 4th. I'm not overly sure how that's happened, but they're only 2 points ahead of 6th place West Ham, which is quite close to real life. Wolves are in 5th. We're just not going to talk about that one. Man United 7th, Burnley 8th, Leicester 9, 10 Villa, 11 Everton, Arsenal down in 12th, which is pretty poor from then. And then here's the relegation standings. I'm not overly sure why Leeds and Brentford are in there. But they are. Newcastle are somehow 13th. We're just going to ignore that. And what we're going to do is we're going to do transfers, because that's what career mode's about. Let's have a quick look first at the people who I have transfer listed, because we've got a hell of a lot of people that we don't need. Ross Barkley, he's not very good. Charlie Musonda, he's not very good, if we're honest, is he? And he's skinnier than a twig. Hakim Ziyech, I put on here, we'll talk about them in a minute. Lewis Baker, he's not very good, and he doesn't have a game face. Loftus-Cheek, he's 25, and he's not really got much about him. In real life, he should be leaving, let alone in the game. This guy, yeah, you can try and pronounce that one, because I'm not. Lucas Bergstrom, he's not got a picture, so yeah. And then Harvey Vale and Tino Angerin, I've rejected a couple of bids from Christensen. Harvey Vale and Tino Angerin, Angerin doesn't actually play for Chelsea in the game. He's on loan to Lokomotiv Moscow in real life, but in the game he plays for them completely. So I've bought him back, and we're going to try and get him back out on loan for the rest of the season. And then Harvey Vale, I don't really know who he is, but he looks like he's got something about him. He's 18. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a picture, like Bergstrom, but he's 10 ratings nearly higher than him, so I feel like I probably should keep him. And then Christian Pulisic, Timo Werner and Hakim Ziyech are all on here, because I think one of these 3 is going to leave in real life. I don't think it's going to be Werner. Well, I hope it isn't Werner. I think he's the least likely to go. I think it will either be Ziyech or Pulisic. And basically, we're just going to see who the offers come in for first. If someone pays that release clause of 86 million for Christian Pulisic, take him and my kids. 86 million for that man is daylight robbery, pal. And then if we can nick maybe 45, maybe 50 million for Hakim Ziyech, I'll take that. But yeah, that's the transfer list for January. There'll be a hell of a lot more if I continue this into the 2nd season, which I probably won't. But if I ever do, there'll be a hell of a lot more on there. But let's go on to the shortlist now. First up, I've tried to be kind of realistic with this as well, by the way. So first up, we have Robin Gossens. I tried. As a backup left back. Now, with me trying to be realistic with this, I'm not going to allow myself to use Ben Chilwell for at least the Liverpool and the Manchester City game. because we know he's going to be out for until at least January. We don't know when he'll be back next year, but I'm going to give myself the benefit of the doubt and be allowed to use him after them 2 games. However, Marcus Alonso, despite me actually quite liking him, isn't fantastic. So if he doesn't perform in-game, then I will try and sell him, and this will be the man. If we do sell him, we'll bring in this guy, Robin, I'm not saying that last name anymore, as the replacement for a backup left-back. That's why he's on here. We've got 2 centre-backs here now. Jules Koundé, who doesn't have his afro anymore, so I don't like him quite as much as I did, and Matthijs de Ligt. This is basically replacement for Rudiger. I love Rudiger more than I think I'll love my future wife, if I ever have one. But it does look like he's going to be leaving, which is a shame. So I'm not going to renew his contract, and if any bids come in for him in January, I will probably accept them and then bring in one of these 2. I'd like to get de Ligt, but it depends on how realistic I want to be with it, because out of these 2, Chelsea are way more likely to bring in Jules Koundé. So, you know, it depends how I feel at the time, basically, is what I'm going to say. Next up, we have Declan Rice, heavily linked with Chelsea for just ages, but West Ham want 80 million for him, and we're not idiots, so we didn't pay that. Maybe we'll be able to get him in January or next summer. Declan Rice, he's not the best in the world, but he's okay. I would take him. We've got quite a few ageing midfielders. Jorginho will be 30 next season, so he'll start going down in rating. And I don't really like him that much, so I might sell him. If I get an offer for Jorginho, he might go in January, but I don't know who's going to offer for him. And then the other centre midfield option, just as another option, is another person who's been linked with us in real life, Aurelien Tchouameni? Yep, that's probably it. Again, just basically, if we can't get Rice in, we'll go for this geezer. Reminds me a bit of Kante, but he's worse. Yeah, that's about it. Next up, we have the only one of these, which I think might actually happen in January, which sounds a bit mental, but Eden Hazard, heavily linked, well, not heavily linked, linked with Chelsea for only 21 million in real life. And if we can get that off, then I think we'll buy him. And this is the only transfer that I'm actually going to do in this video. And he will be to replace either Ziyech or Pulisic, because Ziyech he's not got a right foot, and Pulisic gets injured all the time. So just whoever doesn't leave, whoever leaves will be replaced with this man, who we're going to buy basically straight away here. And then another man here is Federico Chiesa. He's of course on loan to Juventus technically in real life, but they've bought him already, if you know what I mean. But in the game, it's a loan, so we've got to wait until at least next season to get Chiesa in. He's been linked with Chelsea. Do I think it'll happen? No, probably not. But he's class, so I wouldn't mind going for him. Anyway, let's do Eden Hazard. Let's get this over and dealt with. Hopefully for not an insane amount of money. His value is a lot more in this game than it is in real life at the moment. But we're just gonna go bang on the value, and that's not awful, I don't think. If we could sneak 46 million, bun it, that'll do. 46 million, Eden Hazard. We're going to get loads of money back from the people that we sell, in theory. So that's not too bad. He only wants rotation as well, which is actually very ideal. 2 or 3 years. Let's go 3. Will he be fine? 3 years? Yep, calm, that's sound. No release clause. He's taken a hell of a wage cut. He's knocked off 60 grand for it. And he's in. Boom. That's it. It's as easy as that, ladies and gentlemen. That is how you buy a Belgian. So yes, we've got him in. Also, another issue that we do have is, unfortunately, in-game, Rudiger is actually injured. Also, this is my Scout Future Star. He's called Harper. He's big and he's black. That's all I know about him. I don't know anything else about him. But yes, unfortunately, Rudiger is actually injured. I don't know how long the injury is actually for, but he is injured. And yeah, no. So I have to be realistic with the Kante injury and the Kovacic injury as well. I just haven't taken them out of the first team because I know I'll have to replace them at some point, and I don't really want to do that. So I will be realistic with them. But anyway, this is the team. This is the starting lineup that we're gonna go for. It's decent. It's not great. We'll be honest. I mean, Mendy's pretty high rated. I don't remember him being that high. I swear he's only like an 83, isn't he? But who knows? That's the team sheet. Hazard's been sat straight on the bench, and you know we're carrying on. We're gonna carry on. It's been 10 minutes of this video, so I'm gonna stack this up as an episode 0. If I'm honest, because this game is going to take a solid amount of time against Liverpool. This will be an episode 0 for the series. Eden Hazard, we can end it on this. Him joining Chelsea. We're still in the Champions League, by the way. I did forget to say that, but we are in the Champions League still. And yeah, that'll do it. See you in the next one, if I ever remember to make it. Au revoir.